Baltz families, to this week's Sunday Storytime. Get ready to mark your calendars with this week's news and coming events, which will be followed by a news story for the week. Can't wait to find out what it is. And the final segment will be our Mindful Minute with Mrs. Papa. Stay tuned. For this week, there are only 3 days of school. There is no school on Monday, September 30th, or on Friday, October 4th.
Los estudiantes solo se presentarán 3 días de la próxima semana. No habrá clases el lunes 30 de septiembre y el viernes 4 de octubre.
The Baltz Parent Organization is meeting on October 2nd in the library at 6 p.m. Join us. Childcare and activities are available.
La siguiente reunión de la Organización de Padres y Maestros de Baltz se dará a cabo el 2 de octubre a las 6 en nuestra biblioteca. Harán actividades para los niños.
Picture Day is October 3rd. Students may dress up for pictures instead of wearing their uniforms. Smile!
Los estudiantes tendrán sus fotos el 3 de octubre. Se pueden presentar sin uniforme. Sonríe.
Good evening, Baltz families, and welcome to another episode of Sunday Storytime. My name is Miss Ruiz. I'm a 4th grade teacher, and this evening we will be reading After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again by Caldecott Medal winner Dan Santat. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know, it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it, because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day I kept trying and trying. Until I got it just right. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. And learned how to fly. The end. Thank you for sharing the story with me. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Sunday Storytimes, and we hope to see you next week.
Tonight we're going to practice belly breathing again, but this time you get to use a special treat. Tonight you're going to use the stuffed animal to practice your belly breathing. We're going to pretend to rock a stuffed animal to sleep on our bellies to relax our bodies and quiet our minds. As we breathe in, the animal will rock up. As we breathe out, the animal will rock back down. So take a moment and go find a stuffed animal. Now, lie on your back with your legs flat on the floor and your arms by your sides. If you like, you can close your eyes. Feel the back of your head touching the floor. Feel your shoulders, your upper back, your arms, your hands, your lower back, your legs, and feet touching the floor. Now place your stuffed animal on your belly. When you breathe in, the animal will gently move up, and when you breathe out, the animal will gently move back down. Imagine that this animal loves to be rocked to sleep by the movement of your breathing. Notice what it feels like to breathe in and out, moving the animal up and down. You can pat the stuffed animal that's on your stomach and notice what that feels like too. How does your body feel? What's happening in your mind? If it's hard to keep your mind on your breathing, silently say the word up every time the animal moves up, and silently say the word down every time the animal moves down. Feel the back of your head touching the floor. Now feel your shoulders, your upper back, your arms, your hands, your lower back, your legs, and your feet touching the floor. When you're ready, open your eyes and sit up slowly. Take a deep breath in and notice how you feel. That was belly breathing with a friend. Practice your belly breathing this week with your stuffed animal. You're going to be great at it.